Okay, so welcome to another edition of Better Know CloudSpoker. This week we're with Shashi Gurumurthy, and Sashi's probably been one of the longest people on CloudSpokes. He's been in a number of challenges, helped out a number of things, has some great recommendations. Looks like he's doing some box stuff right now. And so Shashi, thanks for joining us today.
Happy to be here, Jeff.
All right, good. So you're in India, right?
That's correct. Based out of Bangalore.
And it's very hot, you said today, right?
It's not really very hot, but it's hot for this time of the year. Usually we have some showers by this time, but it's a little late this time.
All right, cool. So just wanted to ask you a couple questions, and a lot of people see your name around there, your comments on discussion boards, you're involved in challenges. This month you're actually the member of the month, and you're actually used on a lot of our marketing fodder. So a lot of our slideshows or our presentations have you or Roman in them for some reason. You're one of our
terrific. Didn't know that.
One of our favorite people to highlight on there. So why don't you just get a little bit of background? What did you do? How did you get started in coding? What do you do now?
Well, coding started essentially after I did my engineering in computer science, and out of college I started work in the mainframe technologies using COBOL. So at the turn of the century I moved into Java development, and the next inflection point was somewhere around mid of last year when I started working on Salesforce and other cloud-based technologies, and it's been terrific so far. I love coding, though my title at work says architect, but I still love to code and get my hands dirty.
So is it roughly just more Java and Salesforce work that you do, or do you do other languages too?
Right now it's pretty much Java and Salesforce and all the glue stuff and some of the front end stuff, though I'm not really very strong at the front end, but yeah, just pretty much Java and Salesforce for the most part.
Okay, so out there you mentioned Java and Apex and some of the glue stuff. What are the technologies that are out there right now that really interest you? Are they like I get really excited about Node, or maybe Accelerator or jQuery? What are the things that you really like to delve into?
I think more than a specific language or a technology, I think what makes it really interesting for me these days is how to use the different technologies together to make something which is, as you say, much better than just the two things together. So for example, you put in a little bit of a Google Plus, and then you put them with Chatter and marry it up with Salesforce. That makes it interesting. And then you use Heroku, CloudSpoker, the Cloud Foundry. So these various options which are available, and for us, and to choose the right option for the right job, I think that makes it really interesting.
Okay, that's a good advice. So if you had someone who, let's say, you started about a year or two ago in the whole cloud type of atmosphere, what would you suggest to people who are, let's say they're Java or .NET guys and they just want to get in the cloud? What kind of advice would you give them for working with cloud technologies or APIs or technologies?
I think as a first step, typically I would usually when I talk to people at work and who've been working either in Salesforce or in pure Java, in-house Java technologies, what I typically advise them is to go and look for what else is available, because one of the things which is fantastic these days is that it's just so available. The technology is so available, and the people can experiment and show their products to the world. So while earlier I could build a beautiful Java app, it would run terrifically, very nicely on my web server, but I couldn't really show it out to the world. But nowadays it is just so easy to get something up and running on your local environment, and click of a button, it's up on Heroku or on Cloud Foundry, and for hundreds of people to see. So that's the I think the quick results which you have, and for people to go out and experiment, and it doesn't cost them anything literally to at least get started. So I just ask people to go learn or just see what is out there and keep experimenting.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. It kind of like dovetails right into like CloudSpokes. The same kind of thing. We have all these interesting challenges on there. It doesn't cost anything to use the technologies that we look at for that challenge, and you can get badges or money. I mean, that's something.
Absolutely, yeah.
What kind of drew you to CloudSpokes? Is that kind of idea?
Well, I mean, like I always talk to people. I mean, when something new comes up which interests me in new technology area, I get in and do some small things, small programs or small systems which excite me, which I used to do all the time. But now the added advantage, you do it in an environment where maybe it is useful for somebody. So I'm sure, see, when CloudSpokes up the challenges, I think I realized that there are two reasons why CloudSpokes puts up the challenges. One could be there's a general problem which can be solved and help many people, or they could be focused challenges which is sponsored by companies, CloudSpokes partners, basically because they want something to be done quicker and at possibly a much lesser cost. So essentially what happens over here is it gives you an opportunity to not only learn the technologies but learn it in a manner that it is useful and really something which is useful to somebody at some point in time, and then at the same time you have the chance to win some money, and that's always an added bonus.
Yeah, and it's fun because it's actually, like you said, it's new. Plus, it's a little bit more than a hello world kind of application, right? There's some value to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about CloudSpokes? I mean, what is the reason? I guess that's the reason why you compete. What are your thoughts about CloudSpokes? What challenge would you like to see? Anything different? Would you like to see the site different? Any kind of features? Anything that you don't like about CloudSpokes? I'm open for criticism on things that are really terrible about CloudSpokes that we can improve on. What would you like to see better or different about CloudSpokes?
Well, I definitely wouldn't say there's anything terrible out there. Everything is beautiful, and it keeps continuously improving, like the recent Chrome stuff which you put on there. So you can just click on it and you see what's going on. That's just fantastic. So you keep changing all the time. That's something which is always exciting, and every couple of days I just go in and see what new challenges are there, somewhere I can put my hands on. That's really fantastic. So there's always good things out on CloudSpokes. The one thing which I would really love to see out on CloudSpokes is how we can collaborate on the larger projects with other people, so that there are several larger projects and there are people who come from different expertise areas. So there are very senior professors at universities. There are very young folks who have focused on let's say Android front-end development or Android development or jQuery. So if I as a person, I'm very good at back-end and integration, but I don't have the front-end expertise. So if I could pull up or rather team up with somebody who has that front-end expertise, I think together we could produce much better. So that platform, I think there is a little bit more to be done on that platform part, where we could collaborate better on the larger initiatives and projects.
Yeah, that's actually a great comment, because we actually had a discussion like that the other day, because we ran a challenge where you see a lot of these challenges now, people want the whole drag and drop interface and make it easy to select multiple records or objects, instead of typing things in all the time. They want it to be easier. And we're finding more and more of these things. Like we did the Salesforce realignment gonculator was a challenge we did, and it had a really complex back end for reassignments, but the front end had to be really easy to use too. So it was tough to have the same person with the skills who knew all this in-depth, Apex with the governor limits and how to work with those,
Absolutely.
and then a front end Java, a jQuery guy. So I see exactly what you're saying there. Exactly. Yeah. So I know we talked about last time we spoke. You talked about traveling a lot, and I want to ask you, what do you do all your prize money? Do you pay bills? Do you go on vacation with it? Do you buy toys? What do you typically do all your prize money?
Well, of course, I do pay some of the bills, which are piled up bills. Definitely clear up my credit card debt, so that's been really helpful. And just next week, 5 days from now, we're going out on a trip to a place called Jim Corbett National Park. It's a tiger reserve up in the northeast of India. So it's a week-long vacation. Really looking forward to it. And CloudSpokes pays for part of it, so that's really helpful.
Good. I'm glad you can have some time with your family on our dime.
Yeah.
So a couple of last questions for you. So if you weren't in this technology industry, what would you be doing right now? What other job would you have?
I love to travel. I mean, if somebody could pay me for traveling and writing and taking pictures, I would love to do that. And one of the things which I want to do as a hobby, maybe take a month off and go bicycling across the country. So that's something which I would love to do.
Okay, great. All right, well, I guess that's it. I wanted to ask you, so I appreciate your time, and thanks for being a valued CloudSpoker. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely happy to be here and nice to talk to you, Dave.
All right, you have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.